I'm Jay Barberi. For the past 27 years, I've been riding a Harley-Davidson and have racked up over 250,000 miles. Joining me is the beautiful Michelle Smith. Michelle is an icon in the V-twin world, so much so that she has earned the title First Lady of Motorcycles. Two Wheel Thunder is committed to bringing you everything the American motorcycle culture has to offer. We travel across the country, revealing the custom bike scene and the biker lifestyle millions of us are passionate about. The OEM custom business has definitely dropped off a bit over the past few years. Route 66 is one of the most well-known roads in the United States. But on my ride, I'll go from getting some pop to getting popped.
But I'm sure Dar is going to help me out of this.
Who hasn't heard the state motto, Virginia is for lovers? However, we'll redefine that image today.
I told you!
There's no doubt that the motorcycle industry has felt the effect of the economy. But one of the hardest hit parts of the business are the custom OEM builders. I mean, to stay in the game these days, you have to have balls of steel. Or should I say, brass balls. So, Dar, you weren't always in the motorcycle business, were you?
No.
So what possessed you? I mean, was this a passion, a love? Did you grow up on motorcycles? Why did you go from the corporate world to motorcycles?
Bikes are fun. I mean, you know, there's the simple answer, bikes are fun, but I love to create things. I love bikes. I've been riding bikes forever. There's an artist inside of me that likes to create and see it come to life. There's the visceral side of the bike when you start it and you actually bring it to life.
Visceral.
Yeah, giant word.
Okay, so let's take a look to the shop.
Okay.
Show me what you got in the works. Let's see meet some of the guys and see where we go from there. This is the Brawler.
This is the Brawler.
Brand new.
FXR inspired, brand new. First of all, we wanted to do a bike that you go across country.
This is a ground up FXR style. All right, so walk me through this bike because it's all custom made, hand fabricated front to back.
Right.
So tell me a little bit about it. Tell me everything about it.
Sure. The frame is an FXR frame from Chopper Guys with a couple of tweaks to meet our specs because, again, we want FXR inspired. We didn't want to copy what had been done.
I understand.
So we've widened the rear end. It takes a 180. We've lengthened the swing arm a bit so the wheel is actually beyond the rear triangulation section under the seat. We've got the Leroy Thompson brass ball wheels. One of the things with the FXR, at least from my standpoint, is this triangulation section identifies the bike as an FXR. You look at it, oh, that's FXR. Of course, it is rubber mounted like the FXR. And from that point on, it's all high-end components.
What else we got working here?
Well, the shocks are Suspension Technologies, and the cool thing about that is the guy who owns Suspension Technologies does work for Viper and the Ford race teams on their vehicles. So he also does performance motorcycle shocks, and they're a true monotube like an Öhlins would be, so they're a really well-handling shock.
And what do we got going on for the motor here? I see we got a Baker 6-speed.
Baker 6-speed, it's an FLT, so the oil's under the tranny.
All right.
We've got an Evil Engineering primary, which is just gorgeous. We've got an S&S 96-inch motor. And we've got Lucky, our shop dog, just pulled into the shop.
Look at Lucky. Lucky the shop pit bull.
Yeah, Lucky's great. So the tank is a custom tank. Essentially, we took a stock FXR tank and cut the center out, narrowed it, and then we put these knee dishes in the sides and then raised this section right here. So, you know, it's kind of like Harley meets Norton meets GSXR. but it all works together, it flows.
Who did the paint?
The paint was done by Darren Williams of Liquid Illusions.
How about the bars? What do we got going on here?
These are Pro Taper bars and Pro Taper risers. The controls are ISR controls.
ISR.
Got those from my friend Gard Hollinger. Everybody go give Gard some love and buy the ISR controls.
We love Gard.
And then this is a sample of one of our grips that we just made on our Summit lathe. And if you want to come help me, you can make another.
Make the other grip?
Sure.
Roughed out piece of aluminum right here. We're gonna make this look like this. This is my goal anyway. So this is the tool. No one turns dials like me, brother. Okay, so brass balls bobbers. These guys weathered the storm. They make handcrafted motorcycles, OEM specs. You can register them anywhere. They're absolutely beautiful. I mean, the only thing left for me to do is come back and get a few on the road and take them for a ride. But right now, we're gonna knurl. I'll take a ride on historic Route 66 that doesn't quite end the way I planned it. Back in Oklahoma, Dar Holdsworth from Brass Balls Bobbers was showing me some of his latest models. One of the ways Dar compensates for falling sales in the custom motorcycle game is to build commission bikes for big corporations. His latest client, Foremost Insurance. All right, Dar, so what are we looking at here?
This is a Foremost chopper, and it's patterned after our 69 chopper.
And this is Steve from Foremost Insurance.
That's
and he came
right.
all the way down here to check out the rolling chassis.
Right. So this is an old helmet that I've got from the 70s, and I've taken inspiration from it, and the bike will have this sort of look to it.
All right, so Steve, you came all the way down here. You approve the color scheme? Love it. Here's the deal. Anything that happens to this bike, a bike, your bike, you take care of. Get me back on the road.
As long as it's covered.
Anything.
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 Maybe not that.
Hot models should only be used to destroy a frame. It's a terrible waste of talent. So while they were there, what the hell, I figured it would be a great way to learn about Dar's other models.
C Innovations builds our frames, and they're phenomenal. I mean, they build 1,000 horsepower top fuel drag bikes, and our frames are built with the same technology. We use a 1026 DOM steel with drawn over mandrel, seamless tubing. It's a high carbon content steel. You know, it's the core of the bike, and you know, we start from there.
I see that you have a bottle cap over here, Indian power plant. Do you use Indian power plants? Or
Well,
not really.
They're actually called Crazy Horse motors.
Those are Crazy Horse
They're
motors?
called Crazy Horse motors. They're a re-engineered version of the Power Plus 100 that Indian
right on.
had. So and they're a phenomenal motor. They've got a real distinct styling, a distinct sound. You know, it sets the bike apart. As I mentioned, we started with bobbers, and our entry level is essentially it's the narrow bobber that you see a lot of people build. This similar style. We call that our digger. They wanted some apes, we put some apes on it. They wanted some wrapped pipes, we put wrapped pipes on it.
Now you do hardtail and you do a soft tail.
Right. And the customer can choose all on our website. Hardtail, softtail, and it calculates it as they're going. So the customer knows right where they're at. If they want to add things, they can. If they want to take things away, they can.
So you can build your bike a la carte.
You're sitting on one of our classic bobbers, and you know it's got the wide tank, it's got the floorboards, it's got the beach bars. You know, it's a classic look. In fact, and that bike won Production Bobber of the Year last year.
Really? And what's the finish on this?
That actually is chrome that we Scotch-brighted to give the bike kind of a vintage stainless look.
After this stimulating presentation of Dar's bikes, I wanted to take a ride. Route 66 was just down the street. And when I get a chance to ride this historical road, I take it. Route 66, the main street of America, was in fact founded by a businessman right here in Oklahoma, Cyrus Avery, on November 11th, 1926. The 2,400-mile route was open and stretched from Chicago to Los Angeles. This highway became famous for its unusual rest stops. Dar promised me that he knew one that I was sure to enjoy. The bikes were performing perfectly. They were fast and comfortable, and Dar's invitation to get a pop was something I was looking forward to. However, as evening approached, I was having my doubts about seeing anything. About 30 miles later, we crested a ridge, and I saw exactly what Dar was talking about. A giant, multicolored, neon soda bottle pierced the black sky. So there was only one thing to do: go inside and have a quick pop. Pops is the newest landmark along Route 66. It was built in 2006. At the base of the 66-foot soda pop bottle is an ultra-modern gas station. And yes, you guessed it, it has over 600 varieties of soda pop. After a quick bite, it was time to head back to the shop. One of the things about Route 66 is that it doesn't have very many streetlights. It was dark, getting cold, and a storm was approaching. So of course, we did the only thing we could do, and that was crack the throttle and get back home as quickly as possible. I was just about to breathe a sigh of relief as we rounded the corner to Dar's shop, but...
This is for you, I hope. Ooh. Okay, well, I'm thinking this is a wrap because I'm probably going to be busy for a little while, but I'm sure Dar is going to help me out of this at some point, and